Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited to be bringing you a review and a tutorial using the Natasha Denona Mini Love Palette. When this was first released, I think it was the end of January, early February, I could not wait to get my hands on it. And several of you reached out to me and said, Sharalee, what do you think? Or Sharalee, I need a tutorial. So in this video, I'll be giving you my full review, showing you some swatches, and then I'll also give you a tutorial on this look. If you're new here, special welcome. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. So this Mini Love palette, if you're not familiar with these Natasha Denona mini palettes, they come with 5 shades and usually varying finishes. So this one has 2 matte shades, 3 shimmers. These 2 shimmers, as you'll see in the swatches, are a little more on the metallic and they're a little smoother formula. This one has a little more sparkle to it, but I don't find that the glitter falls out as you're applying or throughout the day. Now, what I love about this color scheme, aside from the fact that it's pinks and purples, I really love that she gave you depth with a nice matte color and then gave you the perfect color to put through your crease. And then the shimmer shades, while they all coordinate together, they're all distinctly different. And I think you'll see that in the tutorial in a moment. And I'll give you also some tips of how you can really get some versatile looks with just 5 shades. Now, this retails for $25. It's available at Sephora and on Natasha's website. There's 0.8 grams or 0.028 ounces per shadow. So I know it's a little pricier than e.l.f. shadows, obviously, but I do really find that the quality is great in this palette. And if you've been curious about Natasha's formula, I think the mini palettes are a great way to kind of test them out. They're super travel friendly. They have a nice sturdy kind of cover on them. So I've traveled with these palettes before and I just think they work great. So as we jump into the tutorial portion now, I am also going to be showing you another item from the Love collection, and that is this lipstick. So this was the first time I had ever used Natasha's lipstick and also her new lip liner. So I'll show you swatches of those. So now let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial and then I'll finish out this video with my final thoughts. To start off the look, I already applied the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. This is the shade Eden. Recently repurchased that and I actually have really been enjoying it. It gives a little bit of coverage to the lid. And now on the brow bone, I'm gonna just go in with this matte cream shade. This is the shade Aya. It's a Natasha Denona shadow, but you can use any cream shade or skin tone color that you have in your collection. All right, now we're gonna go to our palette and I am gonna use all 5 shades today, but don't worry, it's gonna be super easy look. I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 201 and go in with this matte kind of dusty rose shade. It's the shade R, it's a whole sentence. So this is the word R, A-R-E. And I'm just gonna put this all the way through the crease, and this is such a pretty shade. I was worried it was gonna be too cool toned for me, but I think this is kind of the right amount of coolness, but also has just a hint of enough pink and warmth that it works. I'm just gonna build that up a little bit more here before we switch our brushes. Now I want to go ahead and go to the deepest shade and then we'll fill in the rest with the shimmers. So we're going to start with this one now, and this is I'm going to use a BK Beauty 204 and just going to press this here right along the lashes. And then as we get to the outer corner, I'm going to turn the brush so it's kind of horizontal and just flick that shade towards the center of the lid and create just a little bit of a lift here in the outer corner, little extra depth here. And I'm just really lightly flicking it. And you can see I am not having to work really hard to build this color up at all. In fact, that's just 2 layers and we have quite a bit of depth there. All right, now switching to a 206 brush from BK Beauty, I am going to do a combination of our crease shade and that deeper shade. So I'm just doing a touch in that darker shade and just using the combination now of those two to kind of blend our crease shade and the outer corner all together. Just doing real light swirling motions. All right, now from here, you could easily just add this white shimmer shade. So we're gonna start there, but I'm gonna add to it, of course. But that's why I feel like there is quite a lot of versatility with this palette. So I'm going to first apply this pretty much from the inner corner to about halfway. I'm not quite bringing it all the way over, but we're going to put this right on the inner corner. I love this shade. This is actually one of my favorites in the palette. It has a little bit, I think, of a little pinkish tone to it when the light hits it just right, but it's such a pretty brightening shade. So you could take this all the way over and your look would be done. But let's add on. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade. So that white shimmer shade is True. And now we're going to go in with Love. And this is the warm, kind of smooth, warm pink color. And I'm just now placing that right in the center of the lid, overlapping the white kind of shade a little bit, and then bringing that over kind of the darkness shade. And you can just see everything is just all smooth and blends seamlessly together. All right, again, you could stop here, but I want to show you one final step, that this shade, which has a little more visible sparkle in it, you can use this as just kind of more of a topper shade. So I'm just going to lightly tap this all over, and you can see it just adds that hint of sparkle. You could go full on and make it more pigmented, but I just like to see that little bit of added sparkle, and it just kind of brings the whole look together. All right, lower lash line, let's use the Urban Decay 24/7 Eye Pencil in Wild Side. This is a shimmery pink liner. I don't use this quite often enough, so let's just use this as our base. And then we'll top it with a little shadow using the M432 from Morphe. I'm gonna start with the dark shade, which is My. And I'm just going to place this right into the roots of the lower lashes, just about a third of the way across on the lower lash line. And then go in with the shade next to it and use that to just kind of blend that dark shade and that shimmery eyeliner, kind of bring it all together. And then I'm just going to add a touch more of the dark shade on the upper lash line, just right here into the roots of the lashes. And I am not going to add any additional liner on the upper lash line. We're going to just keep this look a little more on the simple and softer side, but just want to show you how much depth you can get there at the lash line with just shadow. All right, so I've applied concealer and powder, a little bit of powder through the center of the face. Now let's finish up the inner corner of the eye with a little more of this bright shimmery shade, which is True, I believe. Yes, True. Now for cheeks, this collection, there is a Love collection, and it comes with a special blush highlighter combination, and the blush is actually the cream blush that was also in this palette, which is this one. So I did not purchase the blush highlighter duo because I already owned half of that duo, but it is a really pretty kind of warm pink shade. So that's what we're going to use as our blush today. I'm going to use the Luxe 522 brush. And I did start to powder and I thought, oh no, I'm using cream blush today, stop. So Hopefully I saved it just in time. But you can see what a really pretty color that blush shade is. It definitely takes the look more in a spring-like direction. You could go in with more of a kind of mauve neutral blush. And then for highlighter, because I don't have the special edition one, I could use the one that is in this palette, but I thought it would be fun to just go back to our eyeshadow palette and use a little bit of this shade. So I'm using the Morphe R36 brush because it's a little smaller, easier to fit into that small pan. So I've never actually used this as my highlighter, so I'm just gonna test this out today. It's such a pigmented shade, so I want to go in with a real light hand, but oh my goodness, that's really pretty. All right, so normally I would have already added mascara, but I'm just doing things out of order today. Let's go ahead and finish up with our lip color. So I'm going to go around the edge with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot first. All right, for my lip combination today, I did purchase the lipstick that comes in the special edition Love collection. So the packaging, first of all, is just beautiful. It has a very strong magnetic closure. And I believe the bullet color here, or the outer packaging color here, is special limited edition color. The shade on the lipstick is Amorosa, and this is what it looks like swatched. Now the lip liner that they sell it with is Ilona, I believe, and I went back and forth on that one, but I thought it might be a little too nude or light for me, so I went up like one shade, and this is the shade Julia, and I absolutely love it. So we're gonna start there with the lip liner. And these lip liners are a wonderful, beautiful formulation. They're super creamy, but once they set down, they are so long wearing. I would put them up there with the Charlotte Tilbury, but I feel like they're even a little more creamy upon application. Now the lipstick as well, this is one of the smoothest formulations that I have ever worn in a lipstick. This one doesn't have any shimmer or anything, but oh my goodness, it's a pretty color. I mean, one swipe and you have full on color. All right, so I finished up my brows, added mascara, did my hair. Now is the final look. And I have just really enjoyed this little palette. I feel like there is a lot more versatility here than you might think, having only 5 shades. But you know, the color scheme is my kind of color scheme. I know that won't surprise many of you. So I have really enjoyed this palette, as well as this lipstick and the lip liner from Natasha. I think these are all really great formulas, and I think I definitely will be checking out another shade or two in this lipstick line in the upcoming Sephora VIB sale, which, hint, hint, would be a great time to pick up this palette or any of the other products that I used today. I will leave links in the description box below, so if you are interested in anything I shared today, you can check out those products. Thank you as always so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.